Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a really long time since I've last uploaded, and a lot has happened since then. Today I wanted to return and kind of do like a quick recap of my Q1 of 2025. Just to start off by saying that it was a really rough start to my year for sure. Currently it's April and I'm definitely at a better place. I guess in a way this is me practicing to be more vulnerable on the internet, because that is one of my biggest fears. I feel like the best videos and the best creators I see are not afraid to be vulnerable. More than anything, why I started trying to create videos on the internet is because of community and to be able to bring some sort of comfort to people that may need it, because I know I've received a lot of comfort in that way too. And even if it's a small group of people, I'm very happy to do that, but I understand that with that comes the need to be more vulnerable online, and so this is my practice. This is day one. What happened in my last video is that I was in New York and I was almost certain that I was going to stay there because I had this really cool job opportunity and everything was really aligning for me in that way, so I was getting ready to go out there. And in that video I talk about how if everything turns out okay, I would potentially not be coming back to LA. Well, I'm back in LA now. A lot happened. I was in New York for a couple weeks. I spent New Year's and my birthday there, and at the same time I was also apartment hunting, and I found this really great place that I was about to sign the lease for. And the night before I was supposed to go and sign on this lease, the place that I was potentially going to work for emailed me and told me that they actually decided to go in a different direction and hire someone internal instead. And so that was a lot for me to deal with. I had to cancel everything, and honestly at that moment I was just ready to come back to LA and just wallow for a bit. It was fine, honestly. I mean, in the moment it wasn't fine, but looking back on it, I think it definitely happened for a reason. I don't think I would have been extremely happy if I was working that position right now anyways. But yeah, just to kind of talk about everything else that was going on in my life at the beginning of this year, my grandmother was in the hospital for a bit and she's totally fine now. She's very healthy, especially for her age, but it was my first time seeing a family member in the hospital. It was just a very foreign experience because, I don't know, I think going into the hospital and seeing my grandma in a hospital bed and in a hospital gown was just a very violent reminder that I'm not the only one getting old. Everyone in my family is getting older too, and she's like the sweetest lady in the world. She's never not had a smile on her face, and even while she was in her hospital bed she was smiling, and like she always looks at me with the most endearing eyes. I just feel a lot of love in her eyes whenever I see her, but seeing her in the hospital bed and smiling at me still was very, I don't know, a good reminder that I'm getting older, and so is everyone else. This was also the time of the LA fires, and I do know a couple people directly affected by the fires, and a lot of my close family friends had to evacuate. Hopefully I wasn't affected, but just that on top of everything and just like the negative energy in the world, it was just a lot for me to deal with. Aside from the things that I've mentioned, there has also been just more personal stuff I was going through, and so it was just really a lot for me. Since I've been back from New York, I told myself that I would really just spend the first couple months of this year focusing on myself, and especially last year in 2024, I realized that I spent so much of my time and mostly energy investing in all relationships but the relationship with myself. I realized that I wasn't doing a lot of the things that I love doing, something as small as reading or creating videos and just expressing myself creatively in a way that I felt authentic to myself. I feel like I was creating just for the sake of creating, not necessarily because I felt totally aligned with it. No, it was no one's choice but my own. I think I'm someone who really dedicates a lot of energy into making sure the people in my life are happy, and the way that I show up for them, I try to really do my best, but sometimes it comes at the cost of the relationship with myself, and especially at the end of last year, I definitely saw that happening. On my birthday, it was just a really big wake-up call to see and to think back about the past year and think about what exactly have I done for myself in the past year. I don't think I've really done much. I think I was constantly ignoring this voice inside my head saying that I needed to invest in myself more, even just energetically, or being more present in the way I was living my life. Instead of making other people happy, what have I done to make myself happy? And I realized I wasn't really doing much. When I came back to LA, I really focused on myself. I started reading a bunch again. I think since January, it's now mid-April, I think I've read about 15 books already. I forgot how much I love reading, and I have a Kindle, but I haven't used it in so long. Some books that really stood out to me are Madonna in a Fur Coat. I finally got around to reading that after seeing it on Book Talk for so long. I also read Almond and If Cats Disappeared from the World. So right now I'm reading The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. With the clips that I have recorded, you can see that my overall tension is very low, and I'm definitely feeling a bit more down. Definitely still getting into the habit of writing things down and really planning out my week, and especially with my schedule now, my week changes really quick, so I think having a calendar like that has really helped me to stay organized. But yeah, I'm starting to really understand the power of writing stuff down, especially because I've started journaling as well every morning and night. I feel like it's really great to get it out of my head and onto paper. I picked up a lot of new habits. I've started journaling, and I really like to start my mornings off with at least 5 minutes of just sitting down, almost meditating. I kind of just do that with the intention of starting my day with a clear mind and like emptying out all my thoughts onto paper and then just sitting with my thoughts for a bit. Decided about 5 minutes ago that I want to go to a hot yoga class. I was talking to my therapist and she actually recommended hot yoga. To my surprise, there's a core power near me that I'm heading over to. I thought that I should go because I think I just really need to do that. Oh my goodness, guys, I think I just found my new hobby. My therapist was right. I definitely feel a lot better after sweating it out. Doing some like controlled breathing, and it was just so great. I definitely need to work on my balance and stuff though, but my instructor said my posture and form was really great for being my first time doing yoga. So I love a compliment. perfect way to end such an amazing day than an equally amazing shower to feel reborn. I am just gonna end the day writing down my highlights in my journal, and I think I'm gonna call it a night. I've had a really long day today, super productive, and I'm really looking forward to the sleep that I'm gonna have tonight because I haven't been able to sleep well. I'm gonna jot down in my journal and hopefully pass out right after. Right now, currently, I'm a million times better. Because clearly you can see that I was a bit down in the beginning, doing all the things that I should have been doing last year, but I didn't. I pushed it off to the side. I've been creating a lot more videos on TikTok. I'm definitely more active on there, and I kind of refocused my direction on there to more fashion, like outfit videos, which is something that I feel more aligned to anyways. I don't have many followers at all. I think I have like 1,300. One of my first passions in my life was video editing and creating cute, fun, pretty videos. I picked up a couple vintage cameras and camcorders that I've been playing around with, and so some of the clips in this video are actually recorded with those cameras. So if you guys are interested in seeing more of that, definitely check out my TikTok. I'll link it below. I'm really trying my best to stay consistent on there. I'm more so using it as a creative outlet, just as YouTube. If growth comes along, then that's great, but my primary focus is just to create. In terms of finding work, I know right now it's the absolute worst time ever in the job market, and I know if some of you guys are watching this and also actively searching for jobs, you probably understand how awful it is right now. I have at least one interview a week. I think what's been getting to my head is it would be one thing if I was just doing one interview with these companies and then getting rejected, but 90% of these interviews, I make it all the way to the final round and they either ghost me or I don't get the job. For most of them, I'm spending almost 2 months interviewing. The worst ones are when I have to do a task for the interview process and then I make it to the final round, I don't get it or they ghost me, and then I check their socials and they're using my ideas. That's happened to me a couple times, which is actually awful. How sad is it that I'm not the only one this happens to? It happens to so many young creatives. These companies just use us for our ideas and throw us away. So it's been really annoying and very discouraging, but I'm really not taking it personal. I know something will come around eventually, but just the feeling of my time being disrespected has been really hard to grapple with. Something good that I think though that has come with this is that I have a lot of time to be with myself. I almost feel like this is a redirection from the universe telling me that, well, you spent the last year or so investing in everyone else but you. Take the time to now invest in you. And that's how I'm taking it. So sometimes it gets boring, but I'm always reminded that this is what I asked for. This is what I needed. Sometimes it may feel like a curse, but it's actually a blessing in disguise. Other than that, I've just been, meeting my friends. I met up with a friend that I've had since middle school. We haven't seen each other since high school, and we are almost 10 years out of high school now. It was really, really fun to catch up with her. Hey, don't make weird faces.
It's been 10 years and nothing has changed. I've not gotten any better at it.
We're just talking. She's one of those friends where, like 10 years has passed, but it felt so natural still, and we just really connect really well. And I never feel like I have to be someone else with her, and it's always been like that even in high school. We have insanely different aesthetics, but we connect on such a deep level. It's so interesting on all aspects, like the way we think. We have always been so similar, and it's so interesting to see that even in our adult lives, we are the same. I also have been helping out with my friend's creative projects. She has insane eye and insane talent for creating nails. Everything she does, she designs on her own. I've never seen nails like hers. She creates the most amazing press-on nails. I recently helped out with a shoot she had for her business, and it's just so cool to see my friends doing cool things. I definitely feel inspired when I see the woman in my life doing really great things, because it makes me want to do great things as well.
She looks so good. I made a lip piercing. You made a lip piercing?
Downward dog.
Down dog. Up dog.
I also freelance model here and there. I just actually got back from a job that I booked. I really can't speak much about it because I signed an NDA. I was part of a project for a really large campaign, global campaign. I wasn't in the commercial, but I will say was that it was a really great opportunity, and I connected with a really cool group of people. I met a bunch of cool creatives around my age. I was out of state for a couple days, and then I came back and the shoot was actually in LA. When I think about it, I do feel like things are working out better for me in the non-typical career route, so I almost feel like it's a sign that I should be investing more time into stuff like this and my freelancing stuff. Is that not a sign? Or am I just like way too much in my head about this spiritual stuff? I don't know. You guys let me know. But that is kind of a breakdown of the highs and lows of my Q1. I do feel a bit scared to post this because, like I mentioned, I have fears of being vulnerable online, but feel like, especially with the whole job search thing, there's probably a lot of people who can relate to me and relate to the situation. Rejection is redirection. I know it's like the most cliche thing to hear ever, but it's really true. There's still a part of me, a big part of me, that feels that it's happening for the better. And what I like to think is, if things are so bad right now, that just means the good will only be better. I definitely truly do believe that, and it's almost to the point where if something doesn't work out for me again, I'm almost excited, like, oh, thank you. That just means whatever's coming for me is gonna be that much better. If you guys are also going through a rut like I was, I would really just like to say that even if you don't know when things will get better, things are bound to get better. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in my next video.